What is up, everybody? Master Darkpoi Gaming. I am Darkpoi, and welcome to the channel. This is episode 5 of the Disc Golf Masters playtest run. We are bringing to you as much content as humanly possible from the game developers as the playtest goes on. If you enjoy this type of content, please like and subscribe, as it helps push the content out to more people. Please leave a comment. Anything. Let me know what I'm doing right. Let me know if there's any room that I can improve on. It shows YouTube that, hey, you're enjoying the content, and it really helps grow the community better. Now, I'm gonna say a couple of things that I have noticed in the game so far, after playing for about a week or so. Now, I don't know if this is like the way the game's graphics are designed. I don't know if it's me. Complaint number 1, and by far the biggest complaint. Every once in a while, a throw will be thrown, something will happen, and the game won't quite register it correctly. For example, on this round, I threw my ace run. I was trying to run the ace. I went into OB, went to the drop zone, landed my putt, but for some reason the game counted it as a 4 instead of a 3. Now, I'm sure they're gonna fix whatever this issue is, but it is something that I noticed, and I wouldn't really be doing my job as a playtester if I didn't bring it up. All in all, that's really not that big of a deal. I'm sure that when they do patch it, it will no longer be an issue at all. Complaint number 2. Every once in a while, when the disc hits the chains and lands in the basket, it'll sit in this state of like suspension where it'll just kind of hang out. It makes you feel like the game is not going to advance. This isn't true. What's happening is the disc is settling into the basket, and the way the game is designed with these mechanics, when the disc is settling into the basket, if the disc does not fully settle into the basket quickly, the game still thinks the disc is in the air. So it's not until the disc actually makes its full contact with the bottom of the basket that it registers the shot is in. So if you are in the playtest, or if you are playing this game and you're like, hey, why isn't this advancing me? Don't hit rethrow, just give it a little extra time, wait for that disc to settle, and it will eventually go in. Again, not that big of a deal. I'm sure this will be fixed before the general release, but hey, gotta point it out, right? Now let's talk about some of the mechanics of the game that I enjoy and some of the mechanics of the game that I don't enjoy. While playing my friendly multiplayer round with my family the other day, my brother Devin brought up a great point. He said, how am I supposed to throw certain shots without an overstable disc? Now, we're in playtest, y'all, and there is only a putter, a mid, and a driver. I can guarantee there are going to be more discs in the game, including overstable discs. Just in the meantime, don't get too frustrated if you are in the playtest or you are enjoying this content, because it is still new. They are still working out different bugs, and there are going to be more discs in the game. We just gotta be a little patient as they push them out. Gameplay mechanics that I enjoy. I love how when we are setting up for the drive, if you watch the player's arm, the character's arm in the game, you will see that the character actually does this sway with his pullback, and if you time this correctly, you will actually get a better throw. So it's important to understand that when your character is standing there, if you time that slight pullback that the character does, then you will actually throw a further shot. However, if you don't want the disc to go as far as it could possibly go, and you wait until the front of your hand is actually forward a little bit, then it will actually dial down the distance. So you can use this mechanic to help dictate how far you actually want to go when you're dialing in like specific accurate shots. When putting, if you notice, the disc will actually switch from anhyzer to hyzer. This just happens naturally. When you pull back, you will see the disc moving. This will determine how anhyzer you end up putting. So when we are putting in this game, it's important to remember that that disc angle is going to make a big difference. Something I had to learn myself while messing around with the different types of shots. In this game, I have a problem. I am addicted to rollers. I cannot help myself. I feel the need to throw these rollers all the time. I need to stop. However, it is allowing me a good perspective on how rollers work in this game. The way the disc stands up when you throw a roller is, in my opinion, not accurate to real life. Alright? You throw a good roller, it stands up correctly like you think it should, but in this game, it turns over and rolls so far to the right. It doesn't like hold the roll. If you try to throw a shot where it will hold the roll, the game is like, nah, cut roll, like cut. You know, instead of it like hitting, catching the edge, and rolling correctly, the game is like, oh, no, you're cutting into the ground and it's rolling to death, like rolling into a dead space. So whenever I'm throwing a roller in the game, I always have to remember, okay, that this thing is not going to act correctly. Hopefully they do fix this, because the potential of rollers being amazing throws in this game is extremely high. I can't wait until they are able to fix all these different types of shots that we are going to have access to in the game. It's going to be so awesome. I am so excited for the future. Also, everybody, a fantastic part of this game, and I cannot stress it enough, is the throw-in capabilities. In Disc Golf Valley, which is a very different game, even though it's the same, it's not. In Disc Golf Valley, it's a game of throw-ins, okay? Like, 150 to 200 feet, 60 to 70 meters, however you want to look at that distance. These shots are so super important when you're playing in multiplayer or you're playing in events that in Disc Golf Valley. In Disc Golf Masters, it's very different. The throw-ins at, 75 feet, 100 feet, in my opinion, they're hard, but I love it. I love the difficulty of it. It's definitely going to increase the excitement that you get when you do actually land a quality throw-in. I landed this 119-foot throw-in, and you would have thought I hit an ace. That's how excited I was. I absolutely loved it. It's gonna be that feeling and that vibe, and I hope they don't do anything to change this. I hope that people don't come out like, oh, it's too hard to throw throw-ins. No, I love that aspect of the game. I hope they don't change it, and I hope that this becomes a driving point of this game, because I'm telling you, the drives in this game are fun, but they are not as important as those mid-range throw-ins, those mid-range approach shots. Yeah, I absolutely love it. It's probably my favorite aspect of the game. A problem I have. Putting is very difficult in this game. It's not that I think that the game has a problem, I have a problem with putting. And I think it mostly comes from the fact that, well, one, we only have the Pure, which I'm not blaming the developers on. It's, it's a putter, it works, okay? I'm not saying it's the disc's fault. With only having one putter, you kinda are trapped in the, how can I get this putter to do what it needs to do type situation. And already I'm noticing that, putts that are 62 to 65 feet or more, it almost, and this isn't a developer thing, it just feels like the disc just isn't going to have enough distance to make that. I know that it's possible. I know that because we are using the putt mode and not the throw-in mode, that's going to be the big difference, and I'm starting to dabble in that ideology, and maybe I'm the one making the mistake here. However, I do believe that if a disc has the ability, and this would be for any game, if a disc has the ability to go, 60 feet in a game, then you would think that if I'm throwing a 65-foot downhill shot, that by aiming up a little bit and letting the disc go a little anhyzer, it'll catch up that extra 5 feet. From my in-game experiences, this is true, but it's not as accurate as it could be. I'm sure, again, they're gonna hash these things out. Maybe with different putters, this won't be an issue. All I can say is the future holds a lot of wonders, and I can't wait to see what actually happens. All in all, this game is absolutely fantastic. It's been such a long time since I've been able to play a sports game, and that's my bread and butter. I love sports games. It's where I come from. It's the thing I've played the most throughout my life. I absolutely love it. It's been a very, very long time since I played a sports game, even one with a limited course. The fact that there is only one course in here. Doesn't matter. The playability of this game, in my opinion, is awesome. I can replay this same course 10, 12, 15 times in a day if I want to, and I'm still gonna enjoy it relatively for the most part. It's just difficult enough to not make it too easy, and it's just easy enough that you don't get frustrated while you're playing the game. This is a massive bonus. One thing that a lot of people misunderstand in the current model of video game development is that difficulty can be your friend. So what if things are hard sometimes? I don't think this is a problem as long as it's not so hard that it feels impossible. This is the fine line. A great example would be playing Dark Souls. Dark Souls feels impossible while you're going through it, and as your skill level increases, you start to kind of get into a vibe. And even with your vibe, and even with the best skills, and even with being the best player, that game can still feel like it's impossible to play. And I personally hate that. Dark Souls is a fantastic game. I've watched many people play it. For me, there has to be this special balance between difficult and playable. Not easy, but playable. And Disc Golf Masters is achieving that balance great, in my opinion. There are bugs, sure, that's what you get in a playtest, that's what you get for a new launch. I'm not mad at it. So far, actually, I think that everything is looking amazing. As far as a playtest or an early access game goes, I think that they have crushed so far. I think it's going to continue to crush, and I have high hopes that this game is just going to get better. My real big question isn't so much, are they going to fix any bugs? Because I gotta be honest, the basket problem, the stroke count problem, these are small issues that can be fixed extremely easily, I'm sure. My big question is going to be the excitement of what's the next course gonna be. Because this is an early game, and because we get to do this playtest thing and get to enjoy this raw aspect of the game, I am absolutely curious to see what courses are going to be launched, if, real life courses, fantasy courses, which ones are going to be chosen. I can't wait to see what other manufacturers jump on board. I have the highest hopes for this game. I haven't been this excited about a game in such a very long time. I cannot stress it enough. This game is going to be awesome as long as it continues on the path that it's on. Just a reminder to any one of you out there who wants to get in on the playtest, if you want to get your hands in on this game for free and try it out early, all you have to do is go on to Steam, search Disc Golf Masters, add it to your wish list. Then you're going to click the link that says apply to be on the playtest. When the developers open up the playtest for more people, you will receive an email. It may even be immediately. But when that email comes through, you should have direct access to the game. All they're trying to do is get as many people on board as possible so that they can make the absolute best game that they can. We have an opportunity. We, the community, can get in here. We can play it. We can give our feedback and get the game that we've all wanted for so very long. It just takes a little bit of effort to get out there and be part of the team, y'all. All in all, I gotta say, this game is just gonna be so great. I don't know if any of you remember when PlayStation first released the PlayStation motion control stick. It was like a glowy ball hand stick. I mean, we're talking maybe 15 years ago. There was a disc golf game that was part of that. And that game was like a motion controller, almost like the Wii, but it was for PlayStation. And they had a disc golf game, and that game was so much fun. It had very similar play style to this game. So when I see that this game is doing this, and I immediately takes my brain back to that game way back then, the similarities are just amazing, and it has me super pumped for what this game is going to become. Clearly, with the advancement in technology and graphics, this game is way better. I remember when that PlayStation game first came out, the graphics were very cartoony, but it was very fun. The playability was just outstanding. So if this game continues on the path that it's going on, I can absolutely see this game becoming a monster of a series. I mean, just think about what the future can hold when it comes to all the different types of molds that we could possibly get. Think about the competition of multiplayer, how that can line up, putting together that family fun card in the last episode, which if you haven't checked it out, please check it out. That was superbly fun when I was all done editing it, and it took me a while to get the editing done. When I was all done with it and was able to watch it for the very first time on the watch back, it made me very happy. I cannot wait until we can actually get real multiplayer in this game. It's going to be a game changer. It's going to bring a whole new aspect to disc golf in the virtual space. I'm pumped. Y'all should be pumped too. This game has the potential to be just so unbelievable. And my goal is to just keep on bringing you any new details or updates. I'm going to keep playing every day. I'm going to keep bringing you daily posts. If you enjoy this type of content and you could hit that like button, I would greatly appreciate it. If you are not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. We are well on our way to hitting 1,000 subscribers, and just shy of 900. I could really use your support. Thank you so much. I think I've just about covered everything that's been on my mind about this game lately. I can see a lot of people online already kind of starting to bring in the hate. All I can say is just one more time, this is early access. It's not even early access, this is playtest. Alright, we are out here just running the game, doing the different things that we need to do as players to help the developers create the best game possible. You are going to see bugs. Things are going to happen. That's okay. If the developers are hearing us and they're instantly fixing these things as fast as they can, then this is what we want to see in a game development company. I think for a long time, an entire generation of gamers has become basically, spoiled, alright? They spent 10 years playing GTA 5 online, and, they kept getting all these updates and all this pay-for-play stuff, and they kept thinking that that's how game development works. I was born in 1984. If you bought a game, there was no DLC. If you bought a Nintendo game, if you bought a Super Nintendo game, if you bought a Sega Genesis game, if you bought a PlayStation, OG PlayStation, an OG Xbox game, the games came with what they came with. There was no DLC. The games were done. They were done before you even tried them. We live in the modern era, y'all. These games are coming out super fast, super hot. And they're not all done, okay? Think about how many games lay in the wasteland of development because people got them, trashed them online, reviewed them, and said they were garbage when the games weren't even fully developed yet. I'm sorry. I'm over the era of the troll. I am over the era of the overly critical critic. I will be the very first one to stand in line and say, hey, I'm willing to be patient so I can get a completed product that I can enjoy for many years to come. It's already kind of too hard to enjoy a new game. With the way technology changes, it's like in 2 years, in a year sometimes, the graphics will change, or a gameplay or technology will change. And then all of a sudden, the game you bought last year is no longer even worth playing. I don't know about you, but with the rising prices of things, especially video games over the last 15, 20 years, I am not ready and willing to pay $70, $80 to pay another $15, $20, $30 in DLC so that a game can be replaced in a year or two. Yes, I'm talking Call of Duty. Yes, I'm talking every single year of Madden that they charged us an insane amount of money for what? An updated roster? Give me a break. That stuff is all trash. I'm over all of that nonsense. Disc Golf Masters, if there's one thing you can hear me saying loud and clear, take your time, make a fantastic game. Don't let people rush you into an unfinished product. We want a great disc golf game, not one that's rushed and incomplete. Thank you guys so much. Alright, y'all, this is Master Darkpoi Gaming. I am Darkpoi. This is Disc Golf Masters. If you enjoy the type of content, please like and subscribe as always, and hopefully, I'll see you in the future.